Good afternoon, good evening to all the builders around the world. Where I see some applause. Oh, I just mentioned we can't see the cameras. Cool. My name is Francesco Androli, and I'm part of the DevRel and community team at Consensus. And we are so excited to welcome you into this not another virtual hackathon. So this is the Consensus inaugural virtual hackathon, and yeah, we're super excited to be here and doing this open ceremony. Let's go through quickly to the opening agenda so we can run through a little bit what we were talking today. And as mentioned, is this slide, we go through a little bit like these opening remarks. Then we have a special guest speaking around like how do we hack and why. And then we go through some bounty explanation. We have those 5 amazing bounty from presented by each of these our DevRel team. And then we do some also hackathon housekeeping, super important. And then we will do some closing words. Cool. Let's get started. So how this hackathon started? Obviously, everybody saw here that we launched a new big brand, and this hackathon was what 1 week old, and we started in response to 3 things, right? And let's remember these 3 words: shift, inspire, and recognize, right? So the shift towards fully decentralization. We want to inspire individuals, and then recognize all the needs to a diverse talent and experiences in all Web3 and beyond. One thing is also to say is that this hackathon was not possible through all our ecosystem and community partners, where they were all great and amazing to tap in their community and also like reach out to those great talents and hackers and developers and all builders around their great community. So big shout out to them. So quick 3 bullets just to show where we are today. Just 1 week after we launched this hackathon, we have already over 350 fully formed teams, including solo teams. And I remember everybody that if you have builder friends, everybody can already still apply. So that's definitely a possibilities. Then next, we have more than 70 countries. And I think that's also quite cool to see, like, not just decentralization, but how global we are in terms of hacking. And I trust you guys, this is not just another virtual hackathon. So like the name says, cool. And then obviously big part is bounty offerings, and we will push for more than 115,500 USD hackathon in prizes. And we will go through those bounty soon. So just to say, this is an hackathon, a virtual hackathon. This is not one. I mean, we are offering much more. Like with this hackathon, you're entering a full ecosystem of different initiatives. As you probably know, you can already send different proposals to our MetaMask Grants DAO. If you need possible grants, also post hackathon, you can be part of our builder ecosystem within like a lot of side events, a lot of like different sub hackathons happening within, similar to the ETH Global Hackathon. And also make sure we also launched our ambassador program. So any developer out there that want to contribute to the ecosystem and give back to the community, this is also a great way to go. And definitely most important, when you want to step up and you have this grant, is definitely like we encourage you to check out this accelerator program. And big shout out to Matt here in the call that will present actually a bounty. Cool. But now, without further ado, so before introducing the next bounty, let's hear from a very important person. So join me in welcoming Joe Lubin, CEO of Consensus and co-founder of Ethereum. Welcome, Joe. So great to have you. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Francesco. How are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Cool. Thanks for having me. And thanks everybody out there for joining this. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto introduced the world to a groundbreaking innovation, a new kind of database, the blockchain. This innovation incorporated a few functional pieces: a peer-to-peer network, a distributed hash table system, a proof of work mechanism, and public key cryptography. The result was a profound invention, a new higher powered form of trust. Satoshi invented decentralized trust. And this new robust form of trust is going to enable humanity to re-architect our society from the bottom up on sturdier foundations than we have ever known. This shift from a top-down trust model to a bottom-up power of the people model is known as Web3. Web3 will enable progressive decentralization that will challenge and provide better alternatives to the exploitative practices of Web2 and those of centuries that led up to it. We've all witnessed how the structure of power, once held exclusively by centralized corporations and other organizations, is gradually shifting towards a more decentralized ecosystem. We envision a world where trust is decentralized, creators maintain control over their work, and individuals like you have greater influence over the systems that shape their lives. We are building a future where we are not mere passive consumers, or worse, products monetized by social media companies, but active builders and participants of the web itself. Achieving this Web3 paradigm shift will require a diverse range of talents and experiences. Builders in Web3 are not just software developers and entrepreneurs, but encompass artists, writers, musicians, educators, and more. Each individual brings a unique perspective that forms the collective essence of Web3 and propels us towards an increasingly decentralized future. To awaken and empower the builder within all of us, we've unveiled a new consensus brand identity. This dynamic brand signifies that all of us will soon be active users of the web. We are the builders of the next generation of the internet, a different kind of internet. Web3 is user-centric and community-powered. Our new brand aligns with our core values, ambition and mission, embracing inclusivity and the belief that we are no longer passive consumers of Web2 and are breaking out as builders and active participants of the decentralized communities that will serve as the foundation of Web3. To bridge the information gap and onboard the next million builders, we've conducted a global survey on crypto and Web3. The survey reveals that while people are aware of the shortcomings of the Web2 business model, they're not yet aware that solutions are emerging within Web3. This presents an opportunity for us to educate the world on how decentralization can pave the way for better and more equitable systems in all industries and all human pursuits. It is in this spirit and to these ends that we are launching our first ever global virtual hackathon, not another virtual hackathon. This hackathon aims to provide a space for individuals of all interests and skill sets to learn, build, and join the Web3 community. Whether you're a coder, designer, or simply eager to learn, this is a place for you to participate. The hackathon runs from July 6th to September 6th with open enrollment throughout, ensuring ample time for builders with an array of interests and capabilities to connect and create disruptive, decentralized applications. The decentralized future is yours to build. Please join us as we all shift control. Shift control is something each of us can do easily. Just assertively tap a combination of keys on your keyboard and join other builders as we begin a Web3 ecosystem that empowers individuals, fosters communities, forges a new kind of trust, and embraces the collective talents and wisdom of builders from all walks of life. Together, we will create a world of communities we all want to live in. Back to you, Francesca. Good luck,
Thank you,
all builders out there.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. It's so great to hear those inspiring words and how passionate you are into the Web3 community. Cool. So now let's get into the reason why we're all here today, right? So first up, we have Lauren Dotton, developer advocate at Consensus, to tell us about our first Infura bounty called to Infura and Beyond. Welcome, Lauren.
Thanks so much for the warm welcome, Francesco. Hi, everyone. To Infura and Beyond will award a total of $10,000 in prizes to a total of 5 winners for the most creative multi-chain deployment. For this bounty, we are looking for projects that integrate several of Infura's best-in-class infrastructure solutions. Offerings that can be leveraged include deploying with our extensive list of RPC endpoints, storing data using the IPFS API, pulling archive data, and as a bonus, ensuring efficiency and security of your dApp with our brand new Trace API. So how do you win? First, you'll need to deploy your dApp across at least 2 chains and make sure that each deployment has a creative use case and rationale for the integration, and leverage as many of Infura's solutions as possible. Good luck, builders, and back to you, Francesco.
Thank you so much, Lauren. So actually really exciting to see those amazing projects submitting within the Fura integration. And next up is our Snap bounty called OSnap. And join me in welcoming Ziad Saab to share more about this bounty. Welcome, Ziad. How are you doing?
Thank you, Francesco. Welcome, everyone. GM. I'm so excited to present the Snaps bounty for this hackathon. My name is Ziad. I'm the developer advocate for the Snaps platform. My background is totally real. And as a developer advocate, my role is to put out a lot of the content out there that you guys are going to be using to build on Snaps, and also to create connections with you guys. As you develop, as you learn about Snaps, I want you to reach out to me, and I will give you my info at the end of that quick presentation. So let's get on to it. First off, I want to talk a little bit about what MetaMask Snaps is. Snaps is MetaMask's extension platform. It allows you developers to add features to MetaMask that us as an internal team would never have time to add. You can add non-EVM chains. You can manage Bitcoin from MetaMask. You can increase security with transaction insights right into the transaction windows. You can add communication features with notifications. You can add interactivity by using cron jobs to program things that are going to happen as the user is using the wallet, and tons of other supporting features. So how do you create a snap? Let's move on to the next slide. To get started, it's so simple. You've already created a React app or something like that. You just go to your terminal, you run yarn create at MetaMask Snap, your Snap name, and then you're going to get started with our mono repo that is going to give you everything that you need in order to build your Snap. Okay, now you've started creating your snaps, but you want to win. This is so important. How do you win? All right, we need only a few things from you. We need you to build a novel use case for snaps. We need you to understand what snaps actually is all about. That means that we want you to build something that you couldn't do without snaps. That's how you're going to get our attention, and you're going to get to win those prizes. We need you to have a GitHub repository. It needs to have a detailed README file. And we all know that, you know, this is the boring stuff. We only want to do it at the end, but we really need you to have a good README. I need to be able to run your code. Me and the other judges need to be able to run your code on our local machines. So make sure that that can happen. And finally, create a demo video of your Snap in action and show us what it's all about and why it matters. All right, so you're creating your Snap. You've started in the process. How do you get help? First, join our Discord. I love speaking to developers on Discord. I do it every day since I've started this job, and I really enjoy it. So we'll give you the link to our Discord later. Join and use our documentation. It's located at docs.metamask.io/snaps. And last thing I want to say about getting help is that we also need a little bit of your help. We need some feedback. Snaps is going to launch officially in the live MetaMask extension only a few months away from now. And we need you, the developers, as you're working with Snaps, to let us know how complete and accurate our documentation is. What APIs do you wish you had in there and are currently not available? And any other feedback about your developer experience. You can use Discord to do that. But if you want a more personalized approach, feel free to reach out to me. My handle on Twitter and Telegram is @ZiadMTL. All right. So that's it for the Snaps bounty. I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to be building with Snaps. And I'm going to send it right back to Francesco.
Thanks, Ziad. Love the beautiful background, the real background. Cool. So let's extend the functionality of what MetaMask together and see how innovative you can be. So next bounty is also a MetaMask bounty called Mobile Fun with MetaMask SDK. And joining us is the Developer Relation Manager, Eric Bichard. Welcome, Eric. All good.
Absolutely. Welcome, builders. Good global morning. Also, feel free to screenshot any of these slides, especially if there's any instructions. Thanks for having me. Again, my name is Eric Bichard, and I'm the MetaMask DevRel manager, but you can just think of me in this hackathon as the SDK DevRel. So I'm here to help you out. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is the MetaMask SDK? So pretty basically, it provides a seamless connection to the MetaMask extension or mobile from a web app, or connecting to mobile from a mobile game or a game that you might build in like Unity. Next slide. Yep. So qualifying for our bounty is pretty easy. You can create it's pretty wide open, I should say. You can create a mobile wallet connection. You can create a Unity game that links up to MetaMask Mobile. You can develop an Electron, a desktop, or even a JavaScript app using React or your favorite framework. Basically, once installed, you can explore the MetaMask documentation, and installing the MetaMask SDK is a requirement for eligibility. So the next two slides will just kind of show you how you can easily do that. So if you're a JavaScript developer, it's as easy as npm installing @metamask/SDK. And if you're a Unity developer, you can add the MetaMask Unity SDK to your assets in the Unity store. We also have a nice demo game in there that you can add, and you can kind of reverse engineer and take apart and kind of see how it's working, see how it utilizes Web3 functionality. So what are we looking for? We're trying to look for a dApp with the best product to market fit, design, investability, and execution. Overall, it needs to provide a detailed README. Just like Ziad was saying, make sure that your README is concrete, or that it's fully involved of all the things in your project, what tech you're using, and make sure that you're creating a fully usable demo, something that we can run ourselves as judges. So the submission requirements, basically, when submitting your project, ensure that you have the following: a GitHub repository containing your project's code, a short demo that showcases your dApp, demonstrated usage of the MetaMask SDK. So make sure that you have that installed, and make sure that you can pop that little QR code from your dApp or your game. Again, comprehensive README detailing the project's objectives and functionality, and include one of our MetaMask SDKs. So reach out to any of the mentors if you have any questions about the usage. And so you can check out our MetaMask SDK docs here. And I also provided a tinyurl.com with an SDK guide if you want to get started there. Thanks a lot, and back over to Francesco.
Thanks, Eric. Actually, it looks super interesting, and big incentive for a lot of like game developers and Unity developers. And I'm always keen to see how MetaMask mobile experience will be integrated into your future submission dApps. Cool. So I'm sure everybody here, and I mean everybody outside, see a recent announcement of Linea, concerns ZK EVM, and obviously we want to encourage any builder out there to try it out and deploy on Linea. And I want to welcome Emily Lin, developer advocate for Linea, to introduce the next Linea bounty called If You Know, You Know, Linea Edition. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Emily, welcome.
Hi guys. Yeah, so I'm Emily, like Francesco mentioned, developer advocate for Linea, and you did pronounce it correctly, so you obviously know. But for those of you who don't know, Linea is a type 2, or on the way to a type 2 ZK EVM. What that means essentially for you guys building on Linea is that we are language level equivalent, bytecode equivalent. So if you've written Solidity before, it's exactly the same process. If you've used Truffle, Hardened Foundry, it's exactly the same. It's really cool because it sits within the consensus ecosystem with the default integration in MetaMask, close collaboration with other tools internally. And to be eligible, it's super easy. So all you need to do is deploy your smart contract on Linea. So we have the RPC URL here, Linea Girly. You can just sign up for an Infera account, find that there. The chain ID is 59140. So if you can actually see the code on the next slide, essentially, this is an example of a hard hat config. If you guys have deployed before, you might notice that the URL, that's all you need to change, which is amazing. And the last piece of a requirement is that we just see your deployed contract address on Linea Scan. So again, like the point of Linea is that it's super easy to use. To find all the information on how to do this, get Linea ETH to do the testing, deploy your first smart contract, you can find it on docs.linea.build. And one additional note, actually, like I said, Linea is an ecosystem, right? So we're encouraging builders to get bonus points by integrating with our various developer tools and infrastructure built on top of Linea. So you can find that information also on our docs at /developers/tooling. Find workshops on this throughout the entire hackathon, and I'm really, really, really excited to see what you guys build. So good luck again, not that you need it, but I'll send it back to you, Francesco.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. And I definitely encourage all builders to check out so many like workshops from Emily around the world on Hackathon. Those are amazing. Cool. So now let's get to our final bounties called Make a Dap That's Lap, No Cap. Matt Wright, Managing Director of Consensus Accelerator. And by the way, I don't know if I should say, but who is definitely too old to be a Gen Z, is here to tell us about it. So welcome, Matt, and yeah, throw the last bounty away.
All righty, thanks, Francesco. Yeah, definitely not Gen Z. I literally had to chat GPT what that meant. But thanks for having me. As Francesco said, I'm the managing director of our new accelerator program at Consensus. We'll be working with the product suite to find external innovation in the ecosystem and bring it into the Consensus ecosystem. Here to announce our final bounty. So we want you to build with Consensus. We want you to build a dApp that ships a breakthrough application or tool that leverages all of Consensus products. We want to see you demonstrate your creativity. We're not looking for something that we're constantly seeing in the ecosystem. We want some new ideas. We want some fresh approach. We want to see a strong team, building with us at Consensus. The products at your disposal, of course, are MetaMask SDK, Linea, Infura, or Truffle. You've seen some presentations from the other bounties on the various products. So feel free to check our docs. Reach out to us if you have any questions on how to integrate each of these. What we're looking for, same as the other bounties, we're looking for open source GitHub repo. We want clear README, as Eric was mentioning. We want to see clear usage of these products. Of course, like if we look through your README, we can see if you're using certain products, but it would be very helpful if early on in your description of your build, you do explain how you integrated each of them and why. You're not just using these products to simply approach the bounty, but you're actually taking an innovative approach at this. Something interesting about this, we have a large prize pool, 37,500, but we also have an interesting prize we just added. So, as mentioned, we are launching an accelerator program, a pre-accelerator program from Consensus, and we're opening up 2 spots for the accelerator that launches in August for the finalists that compete on this bounty. Yeah. I'd be looking forward to working with you folks. This will be an interview, but really hope that you folks build some amazing things and then we get you into the program. It's first time ever we're organizing this, and we would open up our resources and network at Consensus for you and help you build alongside our teams. And so yeah, good luck. I hope you make it past that challenge. What are we looking for? In terms of judging criteria, again, we want creativity. We want something unique, some new approach. We're looking for viability. We look really closely to the application's business value. What kind of opportunity to scale does this have? Is it something that's helping grow the wider Ethereum ecosystem and open up a larger market? We want to see how viable this build is. We're looking for design. We want something straightforward, minimal, clean UX for either developers or for end users. Some clean UI. We literally want a dApp that slaps. And then execution. We're looking for great teams building great products. It's super important we find great builders who can pivot if the environment changes, if there is friction, which we constantly have in this ecosystem. And so we're looking for the best builders in the space, and I hope that's you. But yeah, thank you so much. I believe I'll pass it back to Francesco.
Thanks so much, Matt. I love the name. I love the title. Cool. So I think like we have for you guys a quick breakdown on the prices. So you can take some screenshots. Anyway, like all these bounty will be also referred in the builder guide, both on the website. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Let's just summarize them so that you can take the screenshot. So in total, as mentioned, we have this 115,500 USD worth of those 5 bounties. And yeah, I would say that's super exciting, especially because yeah, I participated in a lot of hackathons, and this amount, but also the type and verticals of these bounties, actually quite interesting, because it's kind of satisfying also like different hackers and different type of developers and builders that are out there. Cool. So resuming, in Fear and Beyond, we have the linear bounty. We have the directly. Yeah, you can share back the other one, but I think it's definitely fine. So the snaps, the big one, and the MetaMask SDK one. And yeah, just make sure also like to check out the builder guide, and I think like this is actually going through directly in the next phase of this presentation, where we're doing a quick housekeeping part. And I just want to welcome Mirko Garozzo. He's the developer advocate consensus, and he will go through our housekeeping agenda, and so that everybody know how to craft their masterpiece before submissions. And yeah, welcome, Mirko.
Cool. Thank you so much, Francesco. This is Mirko joining from sunny Barcelona today, even though you cannot tell from my background. So I'll just go through a bit of resources and kind of rules that you guys can follow, and also to make sure that you have everything to be successful, as well as having fun, of course. So I will be sharing my screen. Let me see here. And this should come up. So first of all, we'll start from the website. So the most important part here on the website is the registration part. So some of you might have already registered for the hackathon. If you haven't, make sure you do it as soon as possible. It's just a type form that will ask a few information about yourself, your team, what you want to hack, and so on. Then navigation, you can have a view about our prizes. As Francesco mentioned, we have more than $100,000 in prizes. Our bounties with the specific information and prize pool. We have an overview about our beautiful judges, our mentors, equally as beautiful, and every person that has presented, including me today, will be part of the mentors. So you can also book a one-on-one mentor session. I will show you how to do it in just a minute. And then if you scroll to our FAQ, there is just some generic information about not another virtual hackathon, how to get in touch with us, and so on. So the builder guide, once you register to the hackathon, you will receive a link to this guide, and I'll guide you very quickly through it. But basically, there is a few different sessions in here. The first one is Hack Essential, where you have information about the prizes, the schedule, how to get started hacking, and so on. Then you have the Start Building, which is more in-depth information about the kind of submission and the criteria we're using for judging. And then how to ask for support. So when you click in here, you will see all the information on how to actually book a mentor session. So, but pretty much just to give you an idea, you will see all the cards of the different mentors in here, and there is a link to their calendar where you can book your session. And then just an overview again about our judges and how to get in touch with us. When you go through our Discord, there is a few different channels. We have an announcement one, which is a channel to keep an eye to make sure that you are always up to date with what's happening behind the hackathon. And then we have all the different channels for our product. So we have Infura, MetaMask, Linea, Snaps. Then we have a dedicated channel for the the Slaps bounties. Since it's our grand prizes, we decided to have like a specific channel for this bounty. And you have looking for a team channel where you can get in touch and kind of post an announcement if you're looking for other people to join you hacking. And then last, but probably the most exciting of all is Zep. This is like a sort of small metaverse where you can just walk around, interact with people. You can poke them, which is the most cool part of it. If you come over here, you will see that there is a map of the space of this small world. And then you can walk around here. This is the main stage where there's going to be presentation, workshops, etc. Sorry, something pop up on my screen. So you can walk up here. This is a private room for speakers, and we have some pizza there, as you can see. And then there is a private working room for when you need a bit of privacy and some space to hack. And down here, there is a kind of meetup networking area where you can just talk to people and interact with them. There's a team formation corner where you can, again, find people to act together with you. And you can just walk around, and if someone sees me, feel free to poke me in here. And I think that's pretty much it. You can, as I mentioned before, you can get in touch anytime with us on Discord. Everyone from this call, every person that has presented in this call will be a mentor. So feel free to get in touch anytime and have a lot of fun. And I'll stop sharing and I'll pass it back to Francesco.
Thank you so much, Mirko. I think like this housekeeping and screen sharing is extremely important, and it was actually fun. I really love like Zep. Like you can go around like asking mentors, going to sessions. I think would be super useful also during the hackathon. So what we did today, we defined. I mean, we spoke about our bounties. You now know like where to find all these resources. Make sure always you reach out in Discord. I think that's super useful. And I think we have a couple of questions that we can take from the audience. I see a written like in our YouTube, is this bounty for professional? Can beginner follow it? And obviously, like our bounties are for anyone with some dev skills. And you can find obviously support in Discord if you get stuck. And everybody that presented today, they will be also supporting as both mentor, as both in Discord. And you can really count on us. And make sure like this is just a rule in general, like to learn things. And hackathon are great because you can just start doing and hacking on something. So this is the way how you learn. Cool. Then I think we have all question done. I think like we are quite on time, but I just want to say good luck, but also I want to also say and give a big shout out to all the team. So behind all this presentation and all this run of show and all these 2 months of programming, there is a huge team behind this, and a big shout out to everybody that supported and the hackathon, all these community partners. And we're just super excited to go through all this with you guys. And we probably like the end step of this will be the closing ceremony when we'll announce the winner. But this is just the beginning. So make sure you follow up also in the Discord, check out Zep, and also like schedule a lot of like mentoring calls with mentors. I think like those are a great way also to learn and check out more on around our bounties and how to build, even if you get stuck. I think like this is part of the learning. Cool. Thank you so much, everybody. Big shout out to everybody in the community, and we all support you, and we see you during the hackathon. Thank you.